good afternoon. My name is Gilad Zahavi. I'm VP Threat Intelligence at Cognyte and heading the product management of Luminar, which is our AI-powered external threat intelligence solution. A few words about the company, Cognyte. It's a global company traded on NASDAQ with almost 2,000 employees worldwide, focusing on security intelligence technologies. We have 13 global offices, almost half of them within the EU and some other offices worldwide. But in today's presentation, I will be focusing on our Luminar cloud-native, multi-tenant, SaaS external threat intelligence solution. So let's dive into what Luminar is all about. So Luminar covers three market verticals. One is CTI, which stands for Cyber Threat Intelligence. This is an area, a domain of expertise, a vertical, a market segments that basically focuses on threat actor TTPs, tactics, techniques, and procedures, intelligence-driven and contextualized IOCs, indicators of compromise, and built-in PIRs, priority intelligence requirements, basically enabling our customers the option and capability to research different topics of interest and different cyber attacks using our platform. The second vertical is EASM. You can see it on the top. It stands for External Attack Surface Management. Here, Luminar basically detects the internet-facing servers and attack surface of the organization with the capability of detecting vulnerabilities, misconfigurations, open ports, expired SSL certificates, and basically exposing different weak spots, vulnerabilities, and exposed assets to provide better resilience for the customer. The third vertical is DRP, Digital Risk Protection, where here we cover several use cases, including deep dark web and ransomware monitoring, brand protection and phishing intelligence, basically the ability to detect phishing attempts, to detect brand impersonation, typo squatting, domain monitoring, and so on. Then we have account takeover detection, everything that falls under compromised credentials, leaked records, info stealer credentials, third-party data breaches that are leaked online on different dark web forums, black marketplaces, closed hacking communities, and so on. And then we have fraud monitoring, detection of sensitive data that is leaked online or traded in different darknet forums, or credit card data that is stolen and again leaked and shared online. And finally, executive or VIP protection, the ability to monitor VIPs, high-risk personnel within the organization and detect any compromise of data or any discussions in the dark web or any other closed circle communities, online communities, trying to target one of the VIPs in the company. So those three segments, those market segments are bundled into one platform with another human-led intelligence layer. So our customers and partners also get access to our global threat research group, comprising several dozens of threat analysts worldwide that can provide additional value, insights, recommendations, and mitigations to our customers and partners worldwide. How it actually works. So the platform, again, is an AI-powered platform, so everything is fully automated, and it starts with an asset-based monitoring. Basically, our partners, it can be distributors, resellers, MSSPs, managed security service providers, and end organizations, of course. They log in, and then they can start configuring what we call the monitoring plan. Those are the critical assets that will be monitored 24/7 and automatically by Luminar. You can see on the screen some examples of those assets or assets categories, such as primary domain names, the VIPs I've just mentioned, the IT infrastructure, different IP ranges, keywords, your topics of interest, and so on. Once you configure the system, and again, it's a 5-minute setup, the onboarding is super quick. Then all the monitoring, collection, and analysis is done automatically by Luminar. So it starts with an ongoing monitoring and collection from tens of thousands of different data sources. So we first collect data from all layers of the web, from the surface web, deep web, dark web, instant messaging applications, and other data sources. We also ingest data from different commercial feeds to support all the use cases I mentioned. And we're also leveraging our proprietary knowledge base with different AI capabilities that I will elaborate more on that later. So once we have all the data collected, again, it's a fully automated daily collection process. Then all the collected data is disseminated into different modules that I will share with you later on. And those modules that are part of the platform support 20 plus different use cases that we have in Luminar. So all the data is divided automatically to all those modules with different categories. And then we use our advanced analytics, so different internal risk scoring algorithms, Gen AI prioritization and classification capabilities, and different correlations we are doing between the different modules to basically prioritize all the threats and provide our customers with the ability to mitigate and take action. The way to take action can be done in different ways. We have our alert center, different dashboards for early warning notifications. Those early warning notifications or alerts can be received automatically in the customer inbox. And we also have different seamless integrations with multiple vendors that I will mention in my presentation. So now after we understand the flow of Luminar, let me cover the different modules that we have. So on the right-hand side, you can see the 8 different modules that currently Luminar has. I will cover them briefly. So we have an attack surface management designated module. We have the threat actor analysis. We have the compromise credential, the vulnerability intelligence, the credit card fraud mitigation module, an embedded investigative portal, again, to enable our customers and partners to run ad hoc queries and investigations. We're basically exposing all of our databases and data sources for ongoing research and investigations, a phishing intelligence module, and IOC, indicators of compromise management dashboard. So customers and partners get the full platform, get all the modules within the platform as part of our ongoing releases, where we have every 6 to 8 weeks a new release. Customers and partners get the most updated version with new features, new capabilities, and new modules. And all those modules, they have their own dashboards, auto-reporting capabilities, and some other features. What you're seeing on the left-hand side are the different benefits and advantages of the platform. First of all, it's the source coverage. As I mentioned, tens of thousands of relevant cyber threat-related data sources. And again, we're not just collecting data from the deep and dark web. We're covering all areas of the web. We're also ingesting data from multiple commercial feeds, and we're also enhancing the proprietary knowledge base of our global threat research group. Then we have the built-in risk scoring mechanism. It's based on our proprietary technology, where we invest a lot of efforts and R&D time on the technology itself and how to make sense out of all the data that we collect. So it's not about collecting or ingesting raw data. It's about making it actionable for our customers. So we have here different risk scoring and prioritization mechanism. Then we're enhancing everything with Gen AI. We were one of the first vendors worldwide with Gen AI capabilities and technologies fully embedded in the platform. We started with Gen AI features and functionalities in August 2023, over 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago. We were recognized by Gartner as one of the first vendors worldwide embedding such technologies. I will elaborate more on what we do with Gen AI. The quick deployment, again, 5-minute deployment, super quick deployment with a very high ROI. So POCs and onboarding new customers can be done very quickly. The multi-layer advanced analytics, as I said, we do a lot of correlations between the different modules. So exposed assets are correlated with different indicators of compromise and with different vulnerabilities that Luminar identifies. So a lot of correlations and auto enrichments to bring much more value for customers. The UI itself, and again, partners or end users that would like to test it, feel free to approach us offline. We can schedule a demo and a POC. Based on our key metrics and tests, we have 95% of accuracy with the Gen AI prioritization and classification mechanism. And as part of our advanced services and mitigation, we also provide takedowns of, this is part of the phishing, intelligence, phishing detection, and brand name abuse use cases. So we can also provide takedowns of malicious domains or phishing sites or fake social media accounts or fraudulent mobile applications. So we also support that. Moving on, just to elaborate more on the advanced analytics and what we do with the Gen AI, because we know it's a buzzword. We know that many vendors use Gen AI, but here we wanted just to elaborate more on what we actually do with Gen AI. So as I said, we started with the development of Gen AI technologies and functionalities 2.5 years ago. It's based on our domain of expertise and proprietary knowledge and proprietary technologies. Up until now, we have developed 5 significant features within Luminar. You can see the key capabilities on the left-hand side. We have the AI rescoring. So once the data is collected, and again, it's an automated daily cycle of new relevant data based on the customer assets that is ingested into Luminar, then an AI engine basically goes over the data, classifies the data, and also prioritize the data. We also have our own Copilot and AI chatbot, so you can interact with Luminar, ask different cyber threat-related questions, get answers very quickly based on verified, validated, unique data. Automated correlations that we are doing, also using different AI technologies, and of course the enrichment of data and contextualization. So we have a daily AI-driven feed, basically covering the global threat landscape, and I will show you later on some of basically a sneak peek to our annual threat landscape report, focusing on the threats to worldwide and also to Europe, based on Luminar data and AI capabilities. So we have a daily feed covering all the global threat landscape, and we also developed an AI-driven dashboard providing different insights into the top targeted industries, the top used malware, the most active attack groups, the top targeted systems, and everything is correlated with the unique threat landscape of each customer. So we know the benefits of AI. Of course, you can analyze data more efficiently. You can see some of the key metrics at the bottom right. You can analyze data much faster. You can uncover different blind points, and you can also make decisions that are data-driven. So your mitigation, the prioritization, the time that the users, the SOC analysts are investing is much more efficient. I mentioned earlier the different integrations that we have, because one of the key challenges is how do you operationalize the threat data that Luminar gets. So as I said, we have the early warning notifications, different automated reports, different dashboards, but also we have multiple integrations. Here you see the most prominent integrations that we have. So those are seamless integrations. It means that you have a Luminar application that you can find in those products. So we have different integrations with CM solutions, SOAR solutions, TIP threat intelligence platform solutions and other solutions like Microsoft Active Directory or the EDR of Microsoft or Okta for identity management. So all the Luminar data can be seamlessly integrated using APIs and the integrations that we build with all those products. In addition to that, we also have RESTful APIs, so you can export the data using our APIs and basically integrate the data with any tool that you have internally. Now I wanted also to share with you some key insights. We are going to release in the next 2 or 3 weeks our annual threat landscape report covering all the insights and all the data we gathered throughout 2025. So some key insights. I thought it's a good opportunity in this webinar to also share with you some interesting data about what we're seeing with regard to the global threat landscape and also to threats we're seeing in Europe. So in 2025, we saw the first ever almost fully AI-driven automated nation-state cyber campaign. It was launched by Chinese APT or nation-state affiliated threat actors. This is something we will definitely see more and more in 2026. We still see how different threat actors and attack groups can be nation-state, hacktivists even, and cyber criminals and ransomware groups are exploiting vulnerabilities. This remains as a key vector. In 2025, almost 50,000 different vulnerabilities were disclosed. It means that over 100 of vulnerabilities per day are disclosed. And again, if I'm relating it to what we said about Luminar, which is an asset-based monitoring, so the vulnerabilities and the exploits that Luminar finds or exploits being developed on the dark web and then shared in different data sources. This data is correlated with the relevant assets of the customer, with the IT or OT infrastructure of the customer. We also saw 30% increase year over year in ransomware attacks, where Europe is the second targeted region worldwide after the US and Canada. We also saw, and this is interesting, a decrease in the number of sales of compromised credentials. It's a very prominent threat vector where both APT groups, nation-state groups, and cyber criminals are using compromised credentials as the initial foothold within the organization network. We can relate this decrease to a number of law enforcement operations against different info stealers, but still we're talking about millions of compromised credentials being sold yearly. So still a lot of data and a prominent threat vector. And also here, Luminar can identify those sales and this type of compromised data automatically for our customers. The most targeted industries, almost as usual, government, financial services, telecom, and technology. And finally, the most active attack groups. So we have shiny hunters. It's a cyber criminal group mainly, targeting different third-party sites, leaking those databases or trading them or selling them for money for different cryptocurrency coins. Then we have Scattered Spider, which is a similar cybercrime group. Lazarus Group, which is a North Korean very prominent group. Dragon Force, which is a ransomware group, a relatively new ransomware variant. Kimsuki, which is another North Korean APT group. Kilin, which was the most prominent ransomware group in 2025. And APT28, which is a Russia-affiliated nation-state threat actor, which targeted many European countries last year. And if we try to zoom into the unique landscape of Europe, so on the right-hand side, you can see the top targeted industries in Europe. So you see government, almost 25% of attacks in Europe were aimed against governmental entities. And then we have financial, telecom, technology, retail, transportation, defense, and so on. And on the left-hand side, you see the top targeted countries. You see the UK at the top. They had, I think, the most devastated ransomware attack targeting Land Rover last year, which almost made the company go bankrupt. And then we have Ukraine and Russia. Again, this is the thin line between the physical and cyber warfare. This is something that we've seen in the past few years. And then you see the other countries, France, Germany, Spain, and so on. So those were the most targeted countries. Again, we will release the report. It includes many other data points and insights. And of course, we will be happy to share it with all of you. So what we basically offer. So our partners and customers get from us or can get from us, first of all, the fully automated AI-powered platform, Get Luminar with all the capabilities, with all the modules that I mentioned. And on top, we have the intelligence concierge layer. This is the expertise of different analyst teams, designated analysts that we can attach to every account that we have, basically providing them intelligence support, building with the customer the monitoring plan, helping them with different investigations and takedowns, delivering different threat alerts and intelligence reports, and basically get full support from us. On top, we have very unique intelligence extensions, such as a ransomware negotiation service, a VIP protection service on top on what you get in Luminar, disinformation or election protection, monitoring and service. So different types of interesting intelligence extensions that we can elaborate more if you like. Here you see some quotes. We are deployed worldwide. We have hundreds of users using Luminar on a daily basis. We have multiple customers from a wide range of industries within the EU. So you see here at the top a US enterprise with basically what they get from us, which is basically actionable data that they can act upon. And also another quote at the bottom about the fact that you can be much more efficient, reduce false positives by using the platform. With regards to different certifications, this is also related to the question from the previous session. So first of all, we are a certified vendor by Gartner, appearing in different reports. Here you see some examples. We are SOC 2 Type 2 certified. We're GDPR compliant. We have the relevant ISO certifications. We're doing annual, both external and internal pen testing to the platform. So we are very confident with what we do. And last slide, and then I will leave some time for questions. So what makes Luminar stand out? First of all, it's the fact that you go from data, from raw data to action, combining cutting-edge technology and automated workflows. The convergence, not many vendors have built such platforms that basically converge multiple market segments. In the market, you can find vendors that focus only on EASM, on the external attack surface management, or only on digital risk protection. Here, we're basically combining with one license over 20 different use cases, 3 different market segments. So we are really a one-stop shop for all the external threat-related use cases. The expertise on top, again, the ability to have a designated analyst working with our customers and partners on their threat intelligence program is very valuable for our partners worldwide. For partners, we're also enabling a white label or a co-brand option. And as I said, we have hundreds of end users. We can definitely share references if needed and recommendations. And we really believe that we deliver a very good ROI and very relevant outcomes to our customers and potentially to your customers, of course. So I will stop here. If you have questions, feel free.
Gilad, thank you very much. It was super, super interesting to listen, and you are right on time. We have a question, more a general one. So, threat actors adapt fast. What's one way you've seen them change behavior specifically to avoid platforms like yours?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. So the question sounds like threat actors adapt fast. What's one way you've seen them change behavior specifically to avoid platforms like yours?
Okay. So I have two examples here. One example is what we've seen of how cyber criminals have been migrating from deep dark web forums into Telegram, which is a more anonymized way for them, to hide their activities and to avoid law enforcement activities and actions. So basically, this is something we saw started over 2 years ago, where different, Europol and other law enforcement agencies closed and shut down different black marketplaces and very large prominent forums. And basically, we've seen them moving to Telegram. So we also, and this is part of the work of the Global Threat Research Group, we had to fine-tune our technology and improve our source coverage in Telegram and other data sources to be much more to basically adapt our technology to what we see in the trends in the cybercrime domain. So this is one example. Another example is how they basically are now using AI-driven malware to launch different attacks. So it started with social engineering and phishing sites or building different scam sites. So here, as part of the phishing intelligence tool, we are also adjusting our technology to be able to detect such modifications or such changes and trends in the threat landscape, basically.
Okay, thank you. And there's one more. Um, when everything is coming into the platform at once, I assume it's about all the information that you're receiving. How
Mhm.
do you make sure admins don't miss what really matters?
Okay, so um, here again, we have different ways to deal with the overload of data. One is the fact that everything is already and automatically divided and disseminated into the relevant modules. So you can just open the executive dashboard of each module and already see everything prioritized with our rescoring. Again, we would love to also demonstrate the platform itself. Second option is, of course, using the alert center. So you get early warning notifications where you can customize each and every alert. Third option is, of course, the seamless integrations. You can define which data will go to which tool that you have internally. Uh, for functionality, here is the Gen AI rescoring and classification. You get everything already triaged and categorized based on threat vectors. And finally, if needed, we also have the analyst intelligence-led layer on top. So basically, our analyst teams can support and go hand in hand with the customers and partners and work with them.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Gilad.